What it do, fellas? So this video, you see by the title, shh, don't say nothing. But no, for real, you see by the title, it says that she will want you without you talking. So this is all about you keeping it silent, keeping it hush, not saying a word, and having females notice you. Basically, your actions, the way you carry yourself, that body language, the way, or maybe you like to just be lean back, Now lean back. Okay, let me not, you know how I get sometimes. We're not even at the end of the video. But for real though, basically with a lot of the times where a lot of you fellas, with the distance, let's just say that. With the distance, giving that woman distance and then showing yourself out, she's going to be thinking like, what are you doing? Where are you at? Give me validation, right? So it's going to be the same thing when you don't know her, but also just in general, when you let your actions show and you can find a way, and I hope you in this video find a way to basically let her basically want you and you said nothing. All right, fellas, so it's not as hard as y'all think. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It helps her grow so much. And fellas, I love talking to y'all. And after this video, if y'all want to talk or anytime this week, book your consultation by clicking that link down below. And y'all, the prices are amazing, the deals are amazing, so check out the website, and there's other things on there as well. All right, let's get to this talking of how you don't talk and you have women basically notice you and then start making some moves, or at least you'll get the look back. That's moves also, y'all. I don't think that she has to approach you or make it really known. Okay. First things first, when you're in a room, y'all know the guys that are oh yeah, I just did this. Y'all also know the guys that, yeah, well, it's like this. So there's different types of personalities. But overall, there's a lot of guys that they express themselves way too much by their words. A lot of guys too also, those sounds. And it's going to be body language. Obviously, you got to let that be part of your actions. But sometimes with their body language, they're really just slanted. They're really carrying themselves as not a boss, as not a high value guy, as not, feeling like highly of themselves, right? With a guy, imagine this, with a guy that's confident, when he's walking in the room and, not so sure of himself and looking down, or, when he talks, he's still questioning himself, or he's just looking around, seeing what woman is looking at him or who's noticing him. When a guy is like that, doesn't it just make women be more distant from them, I mean to say? Doesn't it make women look at them and be like, well, that's your problem. Y'all know women are not here to help y'all. Can we be real? They're not here as in you're starting from scratch, or you're doing bad for yourself, or you can't help yourself. You don't have self-love. You don't have dignity. Don't think she's going to help you, try to save you. Like y'all try to be saving these. Yeah. From the streets. Man, y'all know I'm from the trenches, but man, you got to leave. Like she's trying to get out the trenches. You got to leave her in the trenches. It's not your job. It's tough out there, but it's not your job. So I'm just saying, like, a lot of y'all try to be looking out for females, or you let's say this, females affect you. So in the room, your actions is screaming that you need the validation. You need attention. So look, this is how guys that are unbothered, or let's say this, guys that don't need to prove nothing, don't need their actions to make a woman come here, don't need to talk so much. What they do is let their body language be what it needs to show. Let it show. Like when you're confident, you let it show. And then when you gotta speak, you say important things, right? And I say this to say, like, it's not about you never know how to joke around. It's not about you watch everything you say. It's about, do you know your balance and do you know yourself? Do you know when to shut up? Do you know when to shush? No, sometimes y'all don't know how to do that. So that loud guy in the room, it's not necessarily he's always chattering loud. I just said his body language is screaming that, man, you gotta be more confident. You gotta give yourself some credit. You gotta cut yourself some slack. You're at this environment or this event, or you're in this room. Could be less people there too. It could be a event or mutual friends, and it's just saying that you're not doing so well. So I'm just saying, a lot of times, and I have to say this because I'm about to go back and I want to get y'all to get this. I'm saying a lot of times it's like y'all expect respect. Y'all expect a woman to be like, oh, wow, you're my type. But yet, what have you really made it? What have you really brought? I mean, to say, to make her feel like you're really her type, right? When you know it's silence, when you know it's hush, and the guys that are mysterious and going on ghost mode, fellas, when you know that works the most, how are y'all going to go against it and be like, well, hey, I don't have, sometimes it's like this. I don't have a girl that I need to please, but yet you're still doing it. Or she's going to be here, but I'm not going to be bothered, but yet it's showing, and it's showing very clear with a lot of the actions that you're doing. Now, what I was going to say is that, as I was saying, with your actions is not just going to be your words. Another way that y'all talk too much, or you know what, and I'll get down to what you could do that will also speak volume and have a woman want you without you talking in a second. But another thing that y'all got to get with giving yourself distance and not speaking when you do speak, what you're sending out to this female is that you do need her to look at you without you having any other, like, nothing else to support you. So in other words, like, you need a woman to basically look at you because you can't get her to get you to look at you any other way. There's no other way. So basically, and I know this sounds bad, but basically you're not valuable in other areas, so your mouth is going to do the talking. But your mouth does not work. Y'all know this. So instead, what's happening, and I keep going back to like this big room, if you're in a big room, because I first just think of the guy that's loudest in the room and how much he's still the loudest and he's still not getting attention. He's still not getting it, right? But backtrack a little bit. And then we'll get into what you could do and have her now, want you and all that stuff. But backtrack a little bit. That guy, when he's telling by his actions that this is how I'm going to try to get you, or this is how I only know to get you, a lot of women think that you never got a kitty or got a woman or got a girl in your life. And I mean that. I mean it because, look, a lot of times it's like these guys that don't want women no more, that are so over it, as someone would say, like, man, that's old news. Or someone would say, like, like, I'm over that. Like, y'all know how it goes also when you're on semen retention and all that good stuff, or no fap, whatever. So sometimes it's just like you don't even want to. You're not about releasing, and you're definitely not about relapsing. So when you're in that environment and you're high value, you're kicked back. You're chilling. You don't have to worry about nothing when it comes to the woman. So it's going to be, okay, yeah, I see her. She looks bad. Yeah, okay, nice. It's going to be like, well, okay, yeah, hey, yeah, the waist, man. I can't even find it. I can barely see it, And then, yes, it's going to be like, oh, man, I do want a piece of it. And I understand totally all this stuff, but I mean this to say that some guys that get to this point of their volume speaks and they can get women so easily, they're tired. They're tired of females. They don't care for females. So it's like being in the room, there's guys like you that they know of, or there's simps out there that we save that for you. That's how it is also for those guys too. Like, you are going to be the guy that's going to do the most for the females. You're going to be the guy that has to go open the door for her as she walks out while I go get my car and, I scoop her up and I take her with me. No, I'll send her back tomorrow. At least he's sending her back, right? That's some of y'all, I gotta go there. Some of y'all are even happy to get her back. I gotta crack up on that one because that's how much y'all are not valuing yourself. That's how much it gets bad for y'all when y'all keep putting yourself in the situation of the guy that needs to speak, that needs to do the most to get the woman, when y'all know there's a whole lot of fellas that are not doing it, and put yourself in that boat. Now, I want to wrap up now quickly. I still want to talk about this, fellas, but we can't do this. We'll be sitting here talking about this. Well, not the same thing. Same thing, but different little things. But we'll be talking about this whole same thing, this whole entire video. So I'll save it, and then we'll get into that last thing that I told you we will. I'll say this lastly. When you don't actually need to speak, and women know your high value, you're gonna, at the end of the day, know you're going home with females. A lot of simps, they're saving themselves. You don't want to be the guy that needs to save themselves. A lot of the simps, they're watching out for their back. So if I can't pull a girl tonight, how could I? What will work? Everything else you didn't do didn't work. So bottom line is, there's a bigger solution. Maybe you're really not having game. Maybe you really don't know how to dress. I'm not trying to break that down right now, but just get that, you gotta have that going on. Not your mouth speaking to get women. It's not gonna work. Next thing, and this is really the last thing, I'll try to go back and forth so I can give you guys a little bit more. But the next thing of how could you have women want you, or let's say this, gravitate towards you even more, or, how could you just in general, when you don't do a single thing, when you're kicked back, when you don't care, how could you? You don't have to do a single thing. And that's why I saved this for the last thing. It's down to, why would you have to do anything when you bring the value? So this is what happens. A lot of those guys that let y'all go do the most for these females are looking for the guys that are not even looking at them. Yeah. But also, those guys do have money, right? Because if it's a broke guy, right, that's not looking at her, who cares, right? What is he gonna bring to her life that's beneficial? Yeah, you gotta have money and status. We know this, right? So let's just go back. You guys that are doing the most, that guy, he doesn't speak anything. He doesn't say anything, I'm sorry, but he doesn't have to say anything. He's kicked back. Once again, keep doing your thing, Sims. Don't do it, but you shouldn't be doing it, but keep doing it. And while she's looking for the rich guys that are not trying to get any attention, that don't care, that don't even speak, that are here to make money, to be on purpose, or to have fun and not be concerned and worried, what's happening now? He's just waiting until she comes and approaches, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. So it just goes down to like, those stories or those videos that y'all still keep hearing and I still been doing. I mean, I've been doing, I still can keep giving you guys. It's not changing. The game is not changing with women. This whole chasing will happen, yes, when you are giving distance. But then it applies when maybe you don't know her, but yet you're giving distance. But you know what also applies with all that? Is maybe the slack that you guys might have to pick up. Maybe, like I said, there's a reason why you're not getting noticed and you have to work in that other area. So all the distance, all the, you're not speaking, all the let your actions speak in the room and it'll speak volume. All that is just to say that you'll have the same, and I know this sounds, well, not wild, but it sounds like when will it happen? But all that to say is that you're going to have her come towards you eventually. All that to say is that when you're valuable enough, your actions really make up for your bad behavior, or let's say this, to be more exact, the mess-ups or the slips. So just for a lot of alphas, like, when they come around a high value female as well, it doesn't mean they're always going to get that girl, or it doesn't mean that they're always going to get it so easy, right? Or maybe that girl will maybe play hard to get. However, we know at the end of the day who has the money and who's the guy that doesn't care at the end of the day. Who could walk away and be unfazed, right? Now, I won't talk about this in this video. I really can't. We're really done. But I want to just add this. And fellas, I'm sorry if it's like I'm adding this and that. I'm trying to give you information, okay? But I just want to add this. Like sometimes, results don't show right away. As in, like, you might have been doing everything correct, but you can't have women still give you a little, just a little bit of something, right? But yeah, it just means that it has to come back. It has to just happen later on. So, I mean, she has to come back around or it'll be the next girl. So you're always going to get your respect, dude. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I don't really care right now. But you're always going to get the respect that is owed to you, dude, whatever to you. Wherever it's dude, it should be respect has to be dude, right? And I don't know why I'm still using this word. I was trying to use it to see if I could get it right. But you see what I'm saying? I'll wrap up to lastly just say, like, if you respect yourself, if you're the guy that knows himself, you don't have to be perfect. Even like the weird, corny, the guys that are just like, and I'm not doing faces, but I'm saying the guys that are just hesitating, the guys that are nervous, the guys that, sometimes they just don't know what to do with females. Even those guys, females do notice it, but yet they still will overlook these things because in those other areas, they're fulfilled in other areas. So basically, don't be in denial. If maybe you are corny, you could still maybe make your finance go even higher. That makes you more valuable. Even if you don't know how to really have game yet, right? Maybe a girl's just like, oh, man, you're really turning me off with your game. Even if it's like that, guess what, fellas? You can still go to the gym, look stronger, improve your looks, and it will still, yes, I'm going to say it, it will still make up absolutely for the facts of, man, you're not funny. You don't have no jokes to tell, and the game is very much bad. And fellas, I don't talk enough about charisma and, having a good personality and sense of humor. I might do that in a separate video, but these are the things that add on to when she gets to know you now, when she comes back around you, right? So when that mysteriousness builds up, it's equaling to her coming to want you, right? When she doesn't have answers or, you're exciting or something about you is like, let me look your way, right? With being quiet, but it's showing. When it's like that, it's like tip-to-toe. That's how females move. A lot of y'all don't see the tiptoe or don't even know there's tiptoes, but it's tiptoes that females will do. They're being slick and careful, right, with their steps, right? But they're tiptoeing into your life, right? When they see a good guy, that alpha guy, he's maybe quiet, or that guy that doesn't say much, however, still has what it takes to get women back to money and status. What they do is like, how can I sneak up on him? Right? But this is showing, and this is exactly saying that she wants him or wants something from him. Or overall, she still wants something, whether it's attention, whether I actually definitely want to date him, it's still she wants something. So when she's doing this tiptoe, being careful, right? You're over here not actually falling for her, right? You're being careful as well. So the guys out here that are falling for females so quickly, she sees it right away. She sees it happen right away, and y'all over here buying things, simping. Definitely, obviously, way too soon, but maybe it's just you should not be doing it at all, right? Y'all get excited. You see she's playing it smart, but you don't play it as smart. So basically just saying, when you do actually have her wanting you after getting her to tiptoe and being quiet, doing what you got to do as a guy, just moving silence and all that stuff, when you do get that, don't ruin it for yourself, fellas. And that's how we're really finished. You don't ruin it for yourself, because it becomes easier to actually get on your purpose, focus on yourself. Doesn't happen right away, right? But it becomes easier. It's easier to have all that to bring to the table, right? Bring it to the table. You're standing there, and that's what it's about. So now she puts in the work to come and be a part of your life. She has no other choice. So you let her in a little bit, but you don't let her get too deep in. You let her in if it makes sense, but don't do that simping stuff that I was just talking about. When you let her back in, fellas, let's say this. When you let her back in, let her tiptoe slowly, and then have to take a few steps back because she's scared, because she's not knowing. She's nervous. She has to have fear. She has to not have that security. And then when you bring the security back, right, and that's really for a whole nother story, but when you bring that security back, you have a lot of women, well, now be like, well, how could I get more of it? And that's a whole nother story, as far as like, now you're growing, she's growing attachment, she's wanting just that feeling, she just wants that feeling every single time. That's a whole nother story. But just take it like this. That's what it takes to get females to come around you. Most times, fellas, after they master what they could do to get women to look in their way, getting attention, sometimes it's really down to they can't keep a female. So y'all make sure you could basically get her to come your way by perfecting yourself. And nobody's perfect, but your best will be your best, right? So keep working on yourself, and that's how you'll keep getting these more females, or keep getting more females to come towards you. And then boom, when you have her around, be very much slick. Don't fall for those tiptoe hot and cold games and thinking that it's really good and I got to do something. Don't fall for, I have not been talking this whole time. This one is going to really hit some of you guys, but I have not been talking. I haven't been really giving her much. So let me give her something now. Don't fall for that, because a lot of times y'all will start giving, not even just paying for things or spending money, but y'all will give a little bit more of your effort, affection, and y'all get into that trap of, she wanted you because she's seen that quiet guy, or that guy that's nonchalant and he got money, or every girl talks about him, or every girl wants him, or status. I'm not even gonna get into status, or you're the guy that is the captain on stuff, or I'm not getting into that, but she wants you, right? And so she's coming right back to you. And fellas, I really want to keep going, but we're already at 18 minutes. So let me just say, she's coming right back to you, and it might not be for the good reason. So play it safe, because how do you guys end that game? Does she end up with a W, or you? Okay, don't take the L. But fellas, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Like I said, check out all the links like I told y'all, and y'all will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.